So, since we're on a bit of a Transformers kick, we got some news earlier today. I was at the movies seeing Rise of the Beasts, which, side note, if you want to check out my thoughts on that, my review on that, head on over to my Patreon and hit the first tier where you guys can check out the movie review for that, as well as the other recent movie reviews I've done there. Anyway, so, anywho. So we got some news that I think a lot of us already knew. It had been rumored for like over a year that this was what was going to happen, but now it's official. For almost like it feels like almost like 2 years. It literally feels like almost 2 years, or even longer than that. Transformers and G.I. Joe were the comic rights were no longer under IDW, and it had been rumored of who would be the new home for the two licenses. Well, it's official, and it's exactly who it was rumored to be from the get-go. Ladies and gentlemen, Image Comics, aka and Skybound, are the new home for the Transformers. That's right. Technically, it's Skybound, which is Robert Kirkman's comics. That's where the that's where the license is gonna. Those where the licenses are gonna be, and they've already announced that there's going to be a story arc to introduce them. Not in the Image universe or in the Invincible universe, although I wouldn't put it past Robert Kirkman to have an Invincible Transformers crossover. I would not be shocked if we did. I honestly would not be shocked if we did get an Invincible Transformers crossover under Robert Kirkman. I would not be shocked at this point. But not only will Transformers and G.I. Joe be under Skybound, but it will also be in the same universe. Yeah, the comic is apparently going to... G.I. Joe and Transformers are going to be in the same universe, which is nothing new because that's been done since the Marvel Universe. So what do I think of this? While it is sad that, you know, IDW lost the rights to their two biggest heavy hitters in their comics collection, although, to be fair, it looks like TMNT is now bearing the brunt of all the major stuff. Because literally, after G.I. Joe and Transformers were gone, Ninja Turtles literally has taken the brunt of just putting on their big boy pants and more or less carrying on, like doing wild crossovers in a very well done comic. So, yeah, but we all kind of knew, like, it had been rumored, like I said, rumored for a good while. Like, it had been rumored a good while, that Transformers and G.I. Joe were going to go to Image Comics and be directly under Robert Kirkman's line Skybound. It had been long rumored, but it was never confirmed. And after like a good long while, even I was starting to think maybe something fell through, maybe because I figured it'd be right after. But when there was no word from Skybound on the announcement for Transformers and the G.I. Joe and Transformers comic license, there had been like jack all about any of it. So I was just kind of left going, well, is there anything that's going to be done? Is there anything that's going to be done about this new title? Or did it fall through? And they're now looking for another group? Because I was kind of thinking like maybe they could go, if something happened over at Image, maybe they can go over to like Titan Books, or I kind of didn't want them at Marvel. I was really afraid that like Marvel was gonna come in and scoop them up. I just feel like Marvel has a little like they've got enough IP comics already. They got Star Wars, Alien, Predator, Planet of the Apes, Ultraman. That's enough. That's enough. So I was kind of like, let someone else. I was even backing Boom Studios to get them. If only we could get a Transformers Power Rangers crossover, which we still could. Admittedly, we still could get a Transformers Power Rangers crossover. I know my good friend Matt Denian is already like begging Boom Studios to cross over with Image and do this finally. Maybe even work with IDW again and have a Godzilla Transformers crossover finally. But yeah, so let's talk a little more about this. So the comic is going to be called Void Rivals and will be coming out later this year. Void Rivals will essentially bring together Transformers and G.I. Joe in the same continuity and have them in the same storyline, and also probably branch out to other titles. That's what I read from 2 different articles. So there will be it will be mostly focusing on this new continuity. It will not follow any of the IDW continuity. And yeah, it's been a long time since, also, side note, it's been a long time that Image has had any, like, it's been a hot minute since Image has had, like, an IP comic to do. Like, that's been a it's been a very long time since there's been an IP comic under Image. I think the last one was really... shit. I can't even remember, but I do remember there was a time where Image had... actually, no, there was a time where they did have Transformer for a hot minute, and now it's under Robert Kirkman and his crew. I don't know what plans are for it. It does sound really cool. Am I still bummed that we're not, that we're not going to be getting that we're not having it under IDW anymore? Yeah, it really does suck, because IDW did some really great stuff for the longest time, and they still pull, like, Hasbro, for their shows and other medium, they still pull from the IDW books to this day for, like, new action figures, or new characters for animated shows, or movies. Like, there is they still pull a lot, because there's so much lore there, and so many characters that were well-rounded and whatnot, that were put in there. So, yeah, admittedly, I'm a little bummed, but hey, if there was anyone who could probably, like, take care of them, it's probably Robert Kirkman's group. And, although, personally, like I said, I would have liked Boom Studios. I would have really enjoyed Boom Studios and their take on it. But, we'll see. We'll have to, like, wait and watch to see, we will watch your comics with great interest. So I'm very excited for this. I'm hesitantly excited, because I don't know, I don't know if I'm ready to love. Although I will say, just as an added thing, I'm just going to add this right now. Please, if you're going to, whenever you do a solo G.I. Joe comic again, can you just let Larry Hama write his books again? It'd be really nice if you did. He got to do 300 issues, but that man probably still has more comics for his own little... So just do the Marvel/IDW continuity for G.I. Joe, and just let it be its own separate thing, and let Larry Hama write that. That'd be not... Don't fuck over Larry Hama, okay? He's been fucked over enough. Just let the man write his G.I. Joe comics. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Image Comics taking over the comic license for Transformers and G.I. Joe? Just comment below, let me know. And like I said, if you guys would like to check out my thoughts on Transformers Rise of the Beast, just hit the link below and head on over to my Patreon. You guys get the first tier. That's where you guys can check out my movie reviews and also interact with polls that affect videos here on YouTube as well as Patreon. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.